हरे कृष्णा. थोड़ा बड़ा है. हरे कृष्णा. थोड़ा. हरे कृष्णा. हाँ. You can सुना रहे ना? Yeah. Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's Bhagavath Katha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Veswamiti Namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Veswamiti Namine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I pay my obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. I express all my gratitude and make many praises to Srila Prabhupada for giving all of us a golden opportunity to go back to Godhead. All goes to Srila Prabhupada for his wonderful devotional services to Srimati Radharani and Lord Gopinath. जोर से बोलिए. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. 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 Hare Krishna. We are in Canto 1, chapter 7 and verse 6. I shall repeat the verse very slowly 3 times. Please repeat along with me. Thereafter I should do the narration. Everybody can understand English, I think. Hare Krishna. Anantopasmam Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshage Lokasya Ajanato Vidvamsa Chakre Sarvata Sammitam Anatopasamam Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshaje Lokasya Ajanato Vidvamsa Chakre Satvata Samikam Anarthopasamam Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshaje Lokasya Ajanato Vidvamsa Chakre Satvata Samhitam Anarthopasamam Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshaje Lokasya Ajanato Vidvamsa Chakre Satvata Samhitam. The word-to-word meaning of this verse is anartha, things which are superfluous. Upasamam, mitigation. Sakshat, directly. Bhakti Yogam, the linking process of devotional service. Adokshaje, unto the transcendence. Lokasya, of the general mass of men. Ajanataha, those who are unaware of. Vidwan, the supremely learned. Chakre, compiled. Satvata, in relationship with the supreme truth. Samhitam, Vedic literature. The narration of this verse is the material miseries of the living entity which are superfluous to him can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. Here, the material miseries means in the nature we have 3 different qualities, that is Satvika, Rajasa, and Tamasa. Already everybody knows about it. But these gunas, what they does is they attract us, to which we become attached to it. We want to fulfill all our desires, whether it's hook or crook. Hook or crook, we want to fulfill all those things. So whatever with the dharma marga, what we do is that is satvika. What we Out of our hard work, what we do is the Rajasa, and what we do of hook or crook method by harming others or killing others, that is all Tamasa. These material measures are very superfluous, but it can be removed. It can be removed. How do it can be removed means by linking the process of devotional service. We need to surrender to God. When we surrender to the God and do all our activities, ultimately that will go away. It is only superfluous that we make it as an attachment. Until unless those desires are fulfilled, we will never be happy. So, but the mass of people do not know this, and therefore they learned Vyasadeva compiled the Vedic literature, which is relation to the supreme truth. Because the less intelligent in Kali Yuga, everyone are less intelligent. There is no intelligent people. Only few people might be there. So all these people, they do not know about the linking process with the devotional services. For our benefit, during Dwapar Yuga, about 5,300 years ago, Vyasadeva, he has compiled all the Vedic literatures. He has split one Veda into four Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, and Sama Veda. And also, he has compiled the Mahabharata, the great epic, which is considered as Panchamadeva by Vyasa Bhagavan himself, because during this Kali Yuga, we are less intelligent, we don't understand any Vedas which are split into four. But whereas all other ashramas, only three ashramas, intelligent people, that is Brahmins, rulers, Kshatriyas, and the farmers and business people, the Vaishyas, they can only read the Vedas. But only Brahmins and Kshatriyas can read and understand, whereas Vaishyas, they need to understand by hearing, and even Sudras also. So whereas Bhagavan himself, after completing the Mahabharata, he said that Mahabharata is the Panchama Veda and it can be accessed by all the Varnas. There is no restriction at all. All Varnas can access to it. They can read and do preaching also. There is no harm in it. As well, even that is women. Women also have the eligibility to qualify to understand and read Mahabharata. And after this one, he still felt sad because Mahabharata is 1 lakh verses. To understand it, it takes great time. Everybody can access, but it takes great time. So again, he thought of compiling something else. What he need to compile? He has compiled 18 Puranas and Upapuranas, all Vishnu Purana, Markandeya Purana, like that. He has compiled 18 Puranas. Also, some Upapurana, 18 Upapuranas are there. Even after doing, he was not satisfied. Then at that time, Narada Maharshi appeared before him and advised him to compile. Then he started doing the Bhagavatam. While after finishing 4 chapters in this one, still he was not happy because he wanted to simplify. For that reason, again Narada Maharshi appeared and advised him to do all the glories of the Krishna. That means not only the Krishna in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna's incarnations right from beginning during the creation. So it's thousands of incarnations are there. Bhagavan himself told that he cannot narrate all those things, but he would only tell about few other incarnations which can be worshipped by us, and also how means through devotional service how Narada Maharshi has done. Like Kirtana, he used to go preach to from planet to planet, universe to universe, he used to travel just by chanting mantra. He never used any aid of any aeroplanes or rockets. He just thought of it. He chanted the mantra. He flew away. He disappeared here, appeared somewhere, like that. And therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled Vedic literature which is in relation to the Supreme God. All the Vedas, all the Puranas, Upapuranas, Bhagavatam, everything tells about the Supreme God only. It is related to the only Supreme Lord. There are also mention of other demigods, that is Devatas. Devatas are known as demigods. They are also mentioned, but It's not about the worship, but about their responsibilities and devotion, what they are doing to Krishna. So when you go to other devatas temple, you just you need to respect them. When you pray to them, you just ask. Be not, they will not fulfill any of your desires. Just say, "Oh Swami or Devi, please grant me devotion in Krishna." When you come here, you can declare whatever your desire is there. Here means Krishna, any of the temples, Narasimha Swami, Varaha, Srinivasa, Rama. So there you can declare anything. Even otherwise, Krishna himself will give us because he is our original parent. Srila Vyasadeva saw the all perfect personality of God. Srila Vyasa, he himself is the, God's incarnation, Krishna's incarnation. But he incarnated as a normal human being for compiling, dividing the Veda into four, for compiling all the Puranas and Bhagavatam, Bharatam, everything. So while doing this thing, he saw the all perfect personality of God, Krishna, with full power. This statement suggests that the complete unit of the personality of God includes his parts and parcels also. That means we are all, not only Krishna, he has seen everybody, all individuals, all living beings, not just human beings and devatas, even including the worms, insects, animals, birds, everything. Here, because Paramatma is there in all living beings as Antaryami. Therefore, he saw his different energies, namely the internal energy, the marginal energy, and the external energy. See, in the because of his internal potency, that is energy, he is there in Goloka Vindana as Krishna along with Radharani, and as with his external energy, he created himself into his different avatars, avatars like Rama, Krishna, and other things. And marginal energy, we are all come under marginal energy. All other living beings, they come under marginal energy. He also saw different plenary positions and parts of plenary position, namely his different incarnations. That means Vyasadeva, he also saw all our incarnation what Krishna has taken, and he specifically observed the unwanted miseries of the conditioned soul, because we are all conditioned souls. And Devatas also conditioned souls only. But we are more strongly bounded by our karma. Whereas Devatas, because they have done all followed Dharma Marga in their earlier lives, they have become Devatas. Even we might become Devatas, but we have to follow the only Satvika Marga, Dharma Marga only. There are many things to be followed for Dharma. Now, from next week onwards, Vijay will be telling about Dharma for the at least for about 8 to 10 class in Mahabharata, and even Ramana also. In the beginning of Yuddhakanda, Vibhishana is saying Dharma to instructing Dharma to Ravana, and thereafter Rama will be telling so many things there. So we need to hear to those, all those things, so that we'll practice them and put ourselves in the doing the Dharma marga, follow the Dharma marga. So he saw therefore his different incarnations also, and he specifically observed the unwanted misery of the conditioned soul. Whatever sufferings we are having now, or whatever happiness is also temporary, suffering is all temporary. These are all unnecessary miseries. We are buying it. Nobody is giving us. We are buying those miseries, unwanted miseries. That we should not do. We should, what we have to renunciate, we should not renunciate our karma. God has never told that we should renunciate our karma and become a sannyasi, take saffron. Even in the ancient times, all the rishis, whether it is Vishwamitra Maharshi, Vashya Maharshi, Durvasa, everybody, they are all grihasthas only. They are all married. They have many children. We have only now one or two, and when we don't have one child also will be happy, like that it is there. Now the Yuga time, Kaliuga time is like that. But in the ancient time, they were grihasthas, but they were also in devotion of God. They were doing their karma. While doing their karma, they were also remembering the God. They were performing all their activities for the purpose of God. So Krishna in the Dwapara also, when he instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he never said that everyone should become a sannyasi, renunciate. But he advised to renunciate what? Our desires. You do your karma, perform your karma without any desires. When you don't have any desires, you are not bounded. If you have desires, you are bounded with nature, with Rajasika or Tamasika or even Satvika also will bind you. Every individual, even sannyasi will also have all the three gunas. But in him, Shuddha Satvika will be prevailing. Again, sannyasa, what? He renunciates everything, but his responsibility is more. He is responding his family, parents, spouse, children, everything, and taking to saffron for doing preaching all over the world. And again, he is once again, sannyasis are dependent upon the grihasthas only, because we give them charity. As grihasthas, we give charity to brahmacharis, sannyasis, vanaprastha, our guests, like that. So, for us to renunciate is, we have to renunciate desires. You may have lot of goals. You want a big, highly valued car, or a big bungalow, or lot of jewelry, like that. Or you want some good progeny, children, and if you want to be healthy and win a lot of competitions, hype, you want to achieve a higher post, all this in design. Like that, for telling number of the thousands of desires will be there. But our ultimate desire is going back to Godhead. What is going back to Godhead? Can anyone tell? Going back to Godhead is Golaka Vrindana or any Vaikuntas. That is called moksha, salvation. And that is our original home. That is our original home. Where you are staying, for men, it might be little long they stay there. But for women, once they are married, they will go to their in-law place, and they are happy with in-laws, they stay there. Otherwise, both the spouse, they go away and separate, live independently. That means this house is not permanent. Even for men, if it is own house, they might sell it. If it is rented house, they might shift. Or even if it is own house also, based on your profession, you might be changing. So all these houses are only temporary, and it is available only till this body. Atma is there in body. Atma is different, body is different. Atma will leave when this body is diseased or handicapped or so many other things happen, or when our life comes to an end. So it might happen anytime. In earlier in Satyuga, the human lifespan was 1 lakh years. In Treta Yuga, it was 10,000 years during Ramachandra's this thing, and during Dwapara Yuga, it was 1,000 years. Now it is 100 years, but we do not know this 100 years also will live or not. We are Once we go out of this on the road, what happens? We do not know. Anything can happen. You can see in the newspapers, so many actions are happening, so many suicides are happening, so many, all those things. We do not know when the life will end. So, for that reason, for us to go back to Godhead, we have to make lot of efforts. That is, we need to follow only Dharma. Dharma means the simple things are, you have to be honest, truthful. Every second you have to be truthful in all your actions, and you should be ahimsa. You should follow ahimsa. You should not create any harm or injury to any living being, not just human beings. Any living being, you should not cause any this thing. And the third one is, you should share whatever you are having to the needy in the form of material things, not in the form of money. And because money, that is dangerous. We can help in money, but if the other person is misusing it, whatever sin is committing, you will become partner. So you have to share with them, and also glorify the gods. Meditate upon the mahamantras. There are many mantras with a lot of regulations, whereas Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not having any regulation. You can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24 hours, and there is no specified time. It is till the life, our life end, because that is the practice we need to make. And when you go back home or meet your friends or relatives, instead of discussing nonsense with them, you need to encourage your parents to elevate their this thing. You need to tell all the events, glorify the God to them, so that even they become devotees. When you discuss with your friends, maybe they are atheists, but listening to your preaching with them, they might turn back to thesis. From atheist to thesis, they'll become like that. And like that, you can do that one and never harm anybody. Whatever food is cooked at home, first you offer it to God, then take in your palm a little food, put it outside all around your house so that all other, because whether insects or animals, they don't have the, they are not capable of cooking and eating. So when put it there, they come and eat, whether dog, cat, or whatever it is, or some insects, ants, all those things, they come and eat it like that. And some beggar comes, share some food to him, whether yesterday's food or today's food, some good food, not already it's a stale food which has to be thrown. So you, if any guests come, treat them, and also share food with your all your friends and family at the table. If time is not permitting for them to have it, keep it aside for them and you have it. If you have it yourself without sharing anything, what happens is it is a selfishness, greedy, that you should not have. That lobha and moha should not be there. Satya, ahimsa, sharing with others, and selfishness should not be there. There are many rules are there. For that one to understand in detail, you need to follow. If it is possible, you can read Mahabharata, Ramana. There is nothing wrong. But if you don't have time, at least Tuesday, Wednesday for Mahabharata and Thursday Ramana in the evenings you can attend. And also be regular for this Bhagavatam classes, where while we will be telling about Dharma, different Dharmas at different time. Everything cannot be told in at one time. From Tuesday to Friday morning, this time we'll have Bhagavath Katha. But this is in English. Evenings it will be in Hindi. So, and he saw the remedial measure for the conditioned soul. Vijay was Bhagwan. So, before compiling, at the time of compiling this Bhagavatam, he saw what are the measures required for the conditioned soul. We are all conditioned souls, bonded by this nature. So, he, namely the process of devotional services. What is the remedial, this thing is devotional services. Devotional service means it is not necessary that you need to come join some temple and do this flower offering, all those things. It is not necessary. That is only priests will do. Anyway, some temple, some priests are required. That is also a profession. But otherwise, for us, because we are doing other karma, we can't leave that karma. So our this thing is visit at home itself. You can have your temple, or otherwise here you can come and have darshan. While doing that one, some type of devotional service, like earlier I told, sharing your knowledge with others, whatever you are acquiring, that one, chanting Hare Krishna can be even while traveling in on scooter or car also can do. At that time, you need not have chanting beat in your hand. It is not possible. Without chanting beat also you can chant. Like that, you do number of times. Do number of times. These all devotional services only. Supposing if somebody comes, devotees, who is unable to come inside because of handicap or anything, share him your this support to come inside and give that amritam, tirtham you have to give. All these things, that is, all are there during the festivals when you have time, because it's a holidays. You can come and do the voluntary service. Like that you can do. Because on, next week on 26th we are going to have Janmashtami celebration. At that time, everybody who is having time, they can come and inform the here in the, at the counter the person or the manager. They'll take down the name. You can join for the voluntary service. These are all devotional service, different types. Like that, whenever you find, you come to this temple or any nearby temple near your house, and whatever is convenient, you do the service like that. These all devotional service. It's a great transcendental science and begins with the process of hearing and chanting. First thing is, what we do is that Archana thing is different. First thing is you have to hear and chant. Hearing and chanting. That is what he is telling. The first begins with the devotional service with process of hearing and chanting, the name, fame, glory, etc. Whatever I told you earlier, you need to chant his name. Hare Krishna Mahamantra itself will tell Krishna and Rama. There, the Rama, you can think of incarnation of Rama or Balarama. That's good. And you can glorifying with parents, friends, relatives, like that, different parts of this glorifying and all these things, etc. Look, doing the devotional services of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Revival of the dominant affection or love of Godhead does not depend on the mechanical system of hearing and chanting. See, actually, everybody, every individual, we know about God when we are unborn, when we are in the womb of our mother. When we are in the womb of our mother, we know, everybody knows God. But once we are delivered by the mother, being attracted by this nature, we forget everybody. We forget everything. At that time, we have seen God directly. We made many promises that will follow Dharma, and also we have seen all our earlier lives, all our earlier birth, lakhs of births. We remember everything from fifth month onwards till ninth month, 4 months, 5 months. We remember everything. But as soon as we are delivered, we forget everything. This forgetfulness is like that in this Kali Yuga particularly, we do not know what 10 minutes back or 5 minutes back has happened. Exactly, we can't tell. That much forgetfulness is there in everybody. So, for us, like that, we have forgotten the God also. By attending to these discourses of Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, all those things, what happens? It revives our memory back, and we will do the practice by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or any other mantras with regulated, stipulated conditions. You will remember him, and you do the service. You do the service. You can think of him as your friend. You can think of because Arjuna was only friend to Krishna. So Arjuna is also in connection of Krishna himself. There were 5 rupas, 5 avataras in Dwapar Yuga. Vyasa Bhagwan is Krishna, Arjuna is Krishna, Krishna himself is Krishna, Pradyumna, son of Krishna, is Krishna, grandson of Krishna, Aniruddha is also Krishna only. Like that, you can remember any of them and do. Like it is a revival process. For revival process, this devotion is required. When the Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere efforts of the devotee, he may endow him with his loving transcendental service. When you are fully surrendered to Krishna, you have full faith, no ifs and buts. You should not have any thinking about, oh, Krishna is there or not, maybe it's only myth, or oh, sometimes it happens. Or you might, when you are suffering, you see, say, I've done everything good, but everything is bad is happening. God is not supporting. I don't know whether God is or not, there or not. All those things will come. But you should not have, when you are completely surrendered with full faith, you should not have those the doubts at all. You should always, why we, while chanting Hare Krishna, why we raise our hands? Expressing that we are doing fully surrendered. So, like that, we raise our hand. And but it is solely and wholly depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. This hearing and chanting, all these things again, God has to bless us. When you are doing sincere service, He would definitely give us that blessings to do His services. This I am telling you out of my personal experience. Personal experience. Earlier, I was in a very big business where we had 500 employees and 100 employees in different organizations. But God Himself has closed about 25 years back. I never repented. Everything became zero. 500 employees, you should imagine the size of the industry. Everything was closed. I never repented. And for 4 to 5 years, he tested me. He tested me whether I am surrendering to him really or not. Thereafter, he has given me this opportunity to do the preaching. I never continued. And he will, while testing, no, he will not, maybe one time food also not possible for you to take. That much suffering will be there. You will not have food at all. Like that happens. Sometimes we will have only the water and stay. That also happens. We need to tolerate. Sana Shakti should be there. Then only after testing all those things, when we are surrendered to Him, He would bless us like this, giving service for what I am doing is a devotion, a type of devotional service. Like that, He would grant us devotional service for him. So for that one, we should be prepared to tolerate any sufferings, because all these sufferings and happiness is temporary. They will not be there in our lifetime through the life. It will be there for maybe for some hours or days or months or some years. But again, if we will have happiness. But in materialistic nature, if you have desires to get something, you don't get that suffering and happiness. It will be the cycle will be going on. After surrendering to Krishna, he himself will bless not only devotional services, whatever I have lost in a different way, he has provided everything for my living in a better way than what I lived 25 years back. And with peaceful mind, doing this devotional service, like that he would bless. And you should also do all your activities. I never initiated any of my activities, but I don't have any desires excepting doing this preaching. Maybe I am supporting my son and daughter-in-law with his children. Otherwise, I don't have anything to do. So, like that, God will take everybody. Please sit down. Please sit down. And don't disturb that. Please sit down. Maybe for 5 10 minutes. Please sit down. So, like that, God will provide. He will test you. He will test you and He will provide you everything, whatever is needed in this Ihaloka, that is in this earth, for your living purpose. And you need not struggle for your existence. Without any struggle, you will get everything. And also, He will give you an opportunity to do the devotional service for your efforts to reach your original abode of the God. Like that. When the Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere efforts of the devotee, he may endow him with his loving transcendental service. That is what I am told you about my personal experience is given me, and I am continuing. I don't have any desires. I never express any desire. I never express any desire. When the Lord, you can say six things to be removed from us, that you can desire with Him. What is this? Moha, Lobha, Ahankara, all those six qualities. You say, "Oh God, remove it from me," and you give me strength to do the devotional service unto you. Just you pray that one. He will take care of you. You tell whether in this loka you allow me to do your preaching, and even after the my atma leaves away, you don't expect that you give me moksha. Don't say pray that one. If it is if he's you are qualified, he will give. You say even if I go to, after leaving this body also, you give me your service at your lotus feet. Just pray that one. You will give everything. You will give everything. All these things I'm telling you of my personal experience. So he may endow with his loving transcendental service, but even with the prescribed forms of hearing and chanting, there is at once mitigation of the superfluous and unwanted miseries of material existence. Because though we don't need it, we don't have any desires for living small things, like we need a small shelter. Shelter is required. We need clothing, we need water and food for our living, and we need healthy body. So you say, "Oh God, you have given me this body to do your devotional service. It is up to you to protect this body. Please provide me what is necessary to keep it healthy." Just that one. You need not ask him anything. So he will provide you everything. So all these water messages are superfluous. We can remove it. It can be removed only by chanting the mantras. Whether it is other mantras with following the stipulated conditions, or without any condition, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is very easy. You can do anything. Such mitigation of material affection does not wait for the development of transcendental knowledge. For this one, in the beginning, it's only necessary for you to hear and chant. That is only important. All other things like preaching, doing the devotional services, or it might take one after the other. It will come. It will never come on the day one. The devotional service also, it will come day by day, after day it will come. Maybe it after 1 year, after 6 months, or 3 years, 5 years, it will happen. God has tested me for 5 years, not 1 or 2 years, but even during that time, I was doing everything. And for your information, even during my business time, when I was in the industry doing or taking care of all activities, I used to read Bhagavad Gita chapter, one chapter every day. Not only me, my brother, my wife, my mother, everybody they used to do. They followed. and they are also released. My family members, my mother, my spouse, my brother, and my second son. They left in such a way they got salvation. I know practically. Before leaving, my spouse, she advised me to that Krishna will take care of. She heard Bhagavad Katha, 8th chapter, 5th shloka to 11th shloka, asked me to stop there because 25 years back, asked me to stop there. When I stopped there, she took God's name and left. My mother, she finished all the 12th skanda of the Bhagavatam. She slept. Next day morning, in severe this thing, she is not there. My brother, he was chanting Narayana mantra. He was chanting Narayana mantra, doing Sundarakanda Parayana. He had sudden massive heart attack. I took him to the hospital. There he requested the doctor to give him some 5 years leave because his daughter was in the medical profession doing medical study. So he wanted, but doctor said, what you are doing is right thing. Again, he took Narayana name and left. My second son, he was in service of Krishna in Chaupati temple. He took clothes. He was there in Chaupati temple under Radhanath Maharaj. He was the disciple of Raghav Maharaj, like that. And he has given me. He is one of my. I have 5 Shiksha my mother, first Shiksha Guru, my spouse, second Shiksha Guru. I have a Shiksha Guru who had taken me to the GS Swami and got me initiated. And my second son, every day during his 10 years living with in ISKCON temple in Chaupati, he used to 1 hour every day. With other people, I don't speak more than 1 or 2 minutes. But he used to take class for me for 1 hour every day. 1 hour every day. Like that, he went to Muktinath along with devotees in 2012. Plane crash. At that time, he was chanting. I have his recorded thing, which was his mobile, which was I got it from the flight. So he was chanting and left like that. All these people they got salvation because at the end of the time they were chanting out of personal. Why I'm telling all of this? Not to praise myself or to show myself great, only to tell you and create about his faith in God. That is, I'm telling you. You do your karma. Everybody were doing their karma. Whatever my family members told, they were doing karma, but they were also following devotional service by reading Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, and all those things. Like that, Bhagavatam, so that they achieved the ultimate goal life. What I am also trying by doing this devotion service. Again, without any selfishness. If, and like that, you practice this thing. You chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra as many times as may not be 60 pounds. It may be possible or not. Without counting, also you can do chanting. One more thing, chanting band because Prabhupada has advised. I'm also advising. But when you do with chanting band happens, you'll be counting. Your mind will be count. You'll be chanting from the mouth. It's external, but mind is counting 1, 2, 3, 4. You are counting on the beat. So you are disturbed. You are disturbed. So my Acharya, G.S. Swami, Simon G.S. Swami, Secunderabad, he said you should not use chanting band. Without beat you have to do. And one more thing I observed at many places, and many places here also, I don't want to mention the names, while chanting on the beat, early morning 3:30, what they do is they take nap also they take. Like that disturbance will be there. So you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra as advised by the Prabhupada. I never say don't do it on chanting band, but even without chanting band, while traveling on scooter or car, bus, everything, without that one also you can chant. And that one, if it's possible, you chant loudly. When you chant loudly, what happens is surrounding people they hear. If they are also devotees, they will also chant along with you. Otherwise, if some atheist is there, at least you will understand. After some time, he might become a theist. Like that, you will be helping other devotees. Your indirect preaching. Like that, you need to do. So, this is today's verse is completed. So, we need to understand the knowledge of the dependent on devotion service for the ultimate realization of the Supreme God. We are all dependents of whom? We are dependent upon the God only, not on our parents or okay. In material world, they are taking care of that is different. We need to worship your parents also because God, Krishna, we are unable to see him. Whereas they are Pratyaksha Devata. Parents are Pratyaksha Devata. Youngsters should understand the parents, older parents should never be put into the old age home. If you put them in the old age home, what happens? Your children will be observing what they will do when you become, everybody will become old. When you become old, they put you in the old age home. So for that reason, you should take care of them. Also, they are Pratyaksha Devatas. You can speak to them, they will speak to you like that. They will advise you. So like that, you need to respect parents also. So, but ultimately, we have to realize that God is us, for us. I never thought I'm alone. When all the people, they left me, mother, brother, spouse, son, everything there, I never felt I'm alone. I always thought Krishna is with me. Always I thought Krishna is with me and he's taking care of. I was alone means because even my elder son, he was not here. He was doing his studying. Now he is taking care of me. Whatever I lost, he has already earned in a very better way, being professing as a doctor. He's a very senior doctor now. Like that, and his spouse is also a doctor. They're all both are the senior doctors. Like that, they are taking care of him. So that means because I have taken care of my parents, that they have seen. My son has seen, and now he's taking care of that. His children are seeing. So later, when he becomes old, they will take. It's a cycle, life cycle. It's a life cycle. So we should see, respect everybody, and also never hurt anyone. Not only parents, even you should not hurt, because Paramatma is there Antaryami in everyone. Seeing, doing namaskara again, if you think that imagining him as a god, seeing Antaryami in him, you can do the namaskara. Otherwise, namaskara we should not do. The meaning of namaskara is, I am your slave, I am your servant, I am your servant. We are not anybody's servant, we are servants of Supreme Lord. So, in otherwise, you can say just Hare Krishna, Jai Sri Ram, whatever you tell. But otherwise, never. If you are really imagining Antaryami in him, then you can do Namaskara. Without seeing his face or his body, you should not do. We are not slaves to anybody.
While doing the namaskara, namaskara means we have to pronounce the word or somewhat while we are in the, if we see that.
You are doing this one and saying Namaskara, both.
If we go to somewhere else, if I go to my grandma's home, I will say the Ram Ram.
No, for yeah, that you can do. No, you can do. The Ram Ram do, Jai Sri Krishna, whatever. Yeah, you can do. Then you can do, because grandparents are something like parents, because your parents have come from grandparents only. You need to respect them.
Whoever they are there come me, they
Yeah,
can again namaskar.
yeah, yeah. A person, see, my Acharya is younger to me by 1 year. GS Swami is younger to me by 1 year. But now after his initiation, he is my relation, Acharya relation is like he's my father. He's my second father. Though he's I should not see that his age. Look, that not only that, if really a person who knows Vedas, learned person, Vedas, even the priests who do pujas and everything, when they come home or we see them, we can do, because they're higher in our level. Higher in level, you can do pranam. But for, generally, I'm telling, generally with friends or other outside, seeing outside, somebody at that time you should not say. You just say, even they say good morning. Good morning, you're telling, it's only temporary thing. It's only for a few hours. Of good afternoon also, it's only few hours. Instead of saying that one, when you say Hare Krishna, Jai Sri Ram, you're remembering God. You're remembering God, and you also, other person will learn from you. Other person will learn from you. Like that, you need to do. So, for you have anything, you can ask.
Just a small doubt is that
Yeah,
from past 2 days I am listening the Bhagavath Purana, the
Mahabharat.
Bhagavatam Purana.
Huh.
I'm listening that. I'm not reading, but I'm simply I'm listening that. In that they have been given that when the Narada Muni telling about him,
Hmm.
how he became the devotee.
Hmm.
Before that, in that he said that while I'm the person, while my mother was in the slave, doing everything.
I think you have missed those classes. in this 5th chapter and 6th chapter, it was fully about that one only. I've told in the class also, Narada Muni, he was the son of a maid, son of the maid, when not during this creation, because some thousands and lakhs of creation have taken place. He was in the earlier creation. In the earlier creation, in the ending, he was the son of a maid, and that maid was working with sages, not in any ordinary way, with sages. And at that time, he was only just 5 years old. 5 years old. Now also, some workers may working at home. They bring their children. If they are small, nobody is there to take care of them. They come. Huh? And now presently in our home, it is happening like that one. A 1 year old baby is there for our maid. She comes with that baby. I take care of that baby. When I go to do the puja, sometimes I take him inside. So like that, Narada Muni, what has happened? Because why I'm taking is I experienced those things. So Narada Muni was going there, and at 5 years old, what he can do work, he was just sitting and what sages are doing. What sages are, that was he was watching everything. Like that, he acquired all the knowledge what sages had. And after the sages left to the eternal worlds, he started those devotion. He practiced those devotion services as they have done. Though he was from a Shudra family, though he was a Shudra family, just listening and watching them, he could become a pure devotee. And at that time, it was the end of creation. Entire thing was annihilated. Everybody, we went into the stomach of Krishna, and again when we were created, even Narada was created as first jiva was Radharani. First jiva was Radharani, and she cannot be compared with anyone, because she will be always be only Krishna. Because at the time of annihilation, she needs a place to rest. For that reason, she goes into the Krishna. But otherwise, during Krishna, she is the first jiva, and Krishna himself transformed himself to four forms. Four forms, himself as Paravasudeva or Krishna, Aniruddha, Sankarsana, and Pradyumna. So Sankarsana, there are multi universes are there. In every universe, Vaikuntha is there. In every universe, Aniruddha formed as Mahavishnu, lying on the Adishesha. Sankarsana taken as Adishesha, as also he is a part of Shiva, because during Pralaya he is the reason. And Pradyumna, Goloka Krishna will be Goloka Krishna, and Radharani is there only. In Bhagavatam, right from first verse till the last verse, 18,000 verse, never, there is no mention of Radharani. Even Prabhupada has never mentioned about Radharani. There is some Brahmavasa Purana, in that is the Radharani's small narration is given in Dwapara Yuga. But otherwise, whatever Radharani we are telling, it is the Radharani in Golok Vrindana. She is always with Krishna. Always with Krishna. During annihilation, she enters into the Krishna. That's all, like that. And from Mahavishnu, his navel Chaturmukha Brahma will come out from his mind. Four Manasa Putras, Putras will come, Sanaka Sananda Rishis. They will never follow his instructions. So, with in angry mood, Shiva will come out. Shiva will come out after some 4 or 5 this thing. But Shiva is second after Mahavishnu, because Krishna is having 64 important characters. There are thousands of characters are there. 64 are very important. So out of 64, Shiva is having 52 characters. Brahma is having 45. We human beings having 21, 23. So, but we don't follow in those 23. In this materialistic nature, we are attracted with so many other things, we don't follow. So, that is the reason Shiva becomes second position in this one. And after Shiva's position, Narada Maharshi is also Manasa Putra in present creation. Presently, we can't see him through our naked eyes. But Markandeya Maharshi is there. In Mahabharata, given detailed narration of Markandeya Purana. Markandeya Purana is there, part of Mahabharata. Detailed given, and he has seen many annihilations and many creations. He himself has narrated it to this. He came to Yudhishthira during Vanavasa. During Vanavasa, he came there and he told, and he also blessed him that you will be winning the battle. So, this Manasa Putra was of Narada was Manasa Putra of that, like that. And Thereafter, all creation, Prajapatis, from Prajapatis, other creation, and it's not that first some apes were there, then from apes we have come. That is all wrong. God has created everybody at the same time. At the same time, everybody were there, like that. So you have any other things or? But and again in six, this what I have told about Nardavashi is in fifth chapter. In sixth chapter, what is Nardavashi has told is uh, Vyasa Bhagavan asked him. It's only for our purpose. Vyasa Bhagavan knows because Vyasa Bhagavan is Krishna himself. So Vyasa Bhagavan asked Narada Maharishi, how do you remember this one? Your earlier creation memory. At that time, he says, it's only after because of my devotional service, I don't have any desire. I'll be doing only preaching of God. Wherever I go chanting His name. He never needs any food like us, water like us. If in some books or TV they show that Narada have something that is all wrong thing, he never takes anything. He will be like supreme God himself. He will be all having all powers like this, but he will never use it. He cannot use it. He will be just by chanting Mahamantra, he will go to planet, universe to universe, wherever he wants, just chants name and he's go. It's like even in these aeroplanes, we don't need, he does not need rocket, he does satellite, nothing, no aid is required. He'll go one place to another place without only Hare Krishna mantra or whatever mantra. I'm telling Hare Krishna mantra, you might use Astakshi Mahamantra or Dwadakshi Mahamantra. Only Krishna, Krishna. You used to say only Narayana, Narayana. That was Astakshi Mahamantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. That is the Astakshi Mahamantra. What my Acharya has told me, and I'm chanting that one. I do that. But I should not chant all the time. Like Hare Krishna Mantra chanted 24 hours. But that Om Namo Narayana, now I'm doing the preaching. In preaching, I might tell. But for meditating, I cannot meditate. That's the rule. So it's stipulated. For me, again, another two, three mantras are given. Second mantra, Sriman Narayana Charano Sarnam Prapadye Smate Narayana. That I can chant like Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours. And also third mantra, that is 66 sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. That mantra, whenever, whatever karma I am doing, I need to remember that sloka and do. That means when I remember that one, I will be surrendering to Krishna. I'll be surrendering to Krishna. That is what means. So like that, you
Can you repeat the sloka?
which one?
Now here.
Srimannarana Charanau Saranam Prapadye Srimate Narayana Namaha. Because Sriman Narayana, why I'm telling Sriman Narayana? Sri means Lakshmi. Lakshmi is there always with Narayana. She is never separate. Like Krishna is with Radha. Krishna and Radha, again Radha in different Vaikunthas, she has taken the place of Lakshmi. Lakshmi and Radha are not different. In Dwapara Yuga, same Lakshmi has taken the form of Rukmini, and in Treta Yuga as Lakshmi, in Sita. Like that.
Dwapara Yuga, while we are comparing in the form of the symbol of the Rukmini is the Lakshmi Devi.
Yeah.
Radha Devi.
Radha Devi, that is what I told you now before also. Nowhere, even Prabhupada never mentioned. Nowhere in the Bhagavatam, right from Canto 1, first verse to the last verse of 12th Canto, there is no mention of Radharani. Radharani. Only in Brahma Vaivasa Purana, there is one, Brahma Vaivasa Purana is there. In that one, only a chapter of small chapter is given about Radharani. Excepting that, nothing is there. But in Dwapara Yuga, Radharani is there or not, nobody can prove it. But Radharani is there in Goloka Vrindavana and in all places as in the form of Lakshmi. So here Radharani, we are taking Radharani name is not wrong. It is nothing but Lakshmi. Radha, you are taking Radharani and putting a form of her. Then you are saying Radharani, again chanting Radharani is not wrong. It is correct, proper. So because we are thinking Lakshmi Devi here as a Radharani. Otherwise, Dwapara Yuga, I don't think so. There were all Gopikas were there. Krishna has performed with all Gopikas. Maybe Radharani was also there at that time. And she is only in the bhakti form, devotee form. Radharani is the form of devotee, not as a consort. Whereas in her incarnation as Lakshmi Devi in all Vaikunthas as consorts. Also as Sita, Rukmini, she is like that. There is nothing wrong in that one. So you can, we shall chant Hare Krishna mantra 10 times before discussing for today. Again we shall meet for Bhagavatam from Tuesday onwards, and Mahabharata Tuesday, Wednesday, Ramayana Thursday. Those things will be in Hindi. So we shall chant Hare Krishna mantra 10 times. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Swasti Prabhya Prayantyam Nyayena Margena Mahi Mahishaha Go Brahmavastu Nityam Samasta Loka Sugino Bhavantu Kayena Vacha Manasendrivya Buddhyatpate Swabhavat Karomi Yadyat Parasmai Naranati Sarpayami Sima Sarpan Sarvam Krishnarpavastu Mangalam 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 Nitya Mangalam. हरे कृष्णा हम ही अभी तो केवल 10 बार चैंट करें, लेकिन इसको आप जितना बार कर सकते उतना बार यू हैव टू टेक अनेक कंटिन्यूसली चैंट व्हाइल डूइंग योर कर्मा. It's not necessary only to have to do 64 rounds or 1 round or 16 rounds. There's nothing they have advised, but you can, depending upon availability of time, you do as many number of times as possible. With beads, as advised Prabhupada, you do carry on. Otherwise, even without bead, you can do. It's not necessary. While traveling, it is impossible. But so that you can, without bead also you can. And see, when by ending this thing, I told Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. When you say Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu, you need not भगवान के सामने कुछ भी प्रकट करने का आवश्यकता नहीं अपने लिए. Because when you say Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu, not one loka. I'm not saying loka samasta. I'm saying samasta loka means all the universes. In all universes, everybody should be good. So when everybody are prospered, you are one among them. Even you will prosper. Like that, you should follow. Jai Shri Mannarayan. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath ki. Jai Shri Janabaldha Surmaya ki. Jai Shri Nasing Bhagwan ki. जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की. जय श्री चरमाप्रभु की. जय श्री पंचतत्वा की. जय श्री मध्वा ग्रंथ की. जय श्री हरे कृष्ण मंत्र की. जय श्री प्रभुपाद की. हरे कृष्ण. All these things